Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Thank you all so much for joining me. I am super excited to have you guys here and really dive into the elements of email marketing. The intention of this class is really to kind of teach you everything about email marketing that every blog you go to or every article you read tends to skip over. As an email marketing professional for almost 10 years now, I don't want to date myself, but about 10 years, I have really gotten into what is email marketing? What does it mean to small businesses? And how can we help? How can I give you some insight and information and wisdom into email marketing so you can really take advantage of it and really build relationships that build your business? So imagine if you could have a conversation with every potential client at the exact same time and guide them on a journey directly to your services without leaving your desk. And it sounds pretty amazing, right? And it's not just a fantasy, it's actually email marketing, and it can do wonders for your business. For all of you who don't know me, hello, I'm Meredith from Email Send Society and Marketing Maiden, and today we're diving into the key elements of mastering email marketing for your service based business. If you felt a little lost trying to structure your email campaigns or have been wondering how to take the first steps, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to unfold the layers of effective email marketing by understanding its core elements. And trust me, it's a lot simpler than you might think it could be. And it can have such an impact on your business. So go ahead, let's jump in and let's start building relationships that build your business through email marketing. I'm so excited for you all to join me, like I said. And throughout this broadcast, if you're live and you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer your questions. If you're someone who's watching this a little bit later and you have any other questions, please go ahead and put it in the comments and I'll be answering them there as well. So let's really go ahead and dive in to email marketing and mastering the elements of email marketing so that you really feel like you have a good foundation and you can move forward with confidence in your business. So, first and foremost, it is normal to feel a bit lost when you're starting out with email marketing. I can't tell you how many people, I'm going to go ahead and email market for my business. I'm going to jump in and they go ahead and sign up for an email provider or they need to get their list. And that's basically where it all falls apart. They don't know how to do it, they can't figure out the pieces. There's too much going on. It can just be kind of a lot. And a lot of people, they'll go to blogs or they'll watch YouTube videos and it will just say, email your customers, and it's really skipping a big step right there. So today I want to go over that and explain that to you so that you're really going to know and understand all the elements of email marketing so that you feel like you have a good foundation. This is a 101 style class. This is the beginning here for you guys. This is going to be the video that you watch so that you really get kind of a great understanding of email marketing and what's involved with starting email marketing. And then you can move forward to those higher level moments and actually get involved with emailing your list. So that's what we're jumping into today. Now, why email marketing? As an email marketer, I get this question a lot. I help small businesses with ads, email marketing, social media, content creation, and everything in between. Our agency does a lot. And one of the cornerstones that I really bring to all of my customers is email marketing. And a lot of times they'll ask me why. Why is email marketing important? What's the value of email marketing specifically for a service-based business? I think a lot of us understand email marketing when you have, products that you sell. You're in e-commerce. Here, buy this thing, buy this bath bomb, buy these socks, buy this new keyboard, whatever it is. That makes sense to us. But when it comes to service-based businesses like yours and like mine, it can be a little bit different. So why is email marketing so important for service-based businesses? Well, first and foremost, it is direct and it is personal. Email marketing allows you to engage one on one with your audience directly in their inbox, which is a really intimate space. A lot of times, service based businesses really struggle with social media. Again, you don't have products. What are you going to feature? How many pictures can you put up of yourself? Your house isn't aesthetically as pleasing as everyone else on Instagram. So there can be hurdles right on social media. So when it comes to email, really cool because it's a space where you can really engage with people one on one, can really talk to them directly without kind of the energy that surrounds social media and without all the effort that surrounds social media as well. So we love email marketing for those reasons. It's also, you have so much control about your email marketing. When it comes to your list is a business asset. And I'll get into this a little bit later, but it's a high value business asset that you own. And you can take that list to absolutely any email service provider that you want to work with. You cannot do that with social media. Your followers belong to Instagram. Instagram can instantly stop showing your ads. You're a slave to the algorithm, right? All of a sudden they change something and that doesn't work anymore. Carousels don't work. Now you have to do reels. All of a sudden you have to figure something else out. You have no control over social media. Along with ads too, right? You don't have a lot of control around ads. Well, we have more control if someone's working on it for you, but all of a sudden Google decides it wants to do AI content and everything changes in an instance and your marketer's going crazy. You don't have control over that. Where it comes to email, you really do have control. Also, email marketing has a huge ROI. Now, you've probably heard this statistic a million times because people talk about it all the time. But the Data and Marketing Association did a report a long time ago, and it was proven that email marketing has a 4,200% ROI, meaning for every $1 you spend, you get $42 back. And that number actually has even gone up more recently in a more recent report. That's amazing. What does that mean for your service-based business? Again, right? If you sell socks and someone opens your email and they buy socks, you can really correlate those things. But when it comes to service-based businesses, we can't every single time send an email and get a job, right? It doesn't always work that way. The average service-based business, your ideal customer is worth around $3,600. Honestly, if you have a coaching program, if you do financial services, if you do tech repair or tech services for offices, if you do counseling or therapy, or you have any type of retainer with your clients, your average customer is worth about $3,600, if not more, honestly. So when you send an email, even though someone might not open the email right now, they might open the email or they might reach out to you in a week or in a month, in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year. Literally, I just had someone book a call with me who I haven't talked to in like 2 years, but he reads every single one of my emails. You never know when that's going to click in. And when I get a new customer from an email that I send out, it's as much as $10,000. So that's a pretty good ROI for the about $20 I spend a month to have an email service provider. So the ROI is amazing for service-based businesses. You just have a longer sales cycle. You have to build a relationship for a longer amount of time to really see that ROI, but you get a bigger amount of money because you're providing services. So your ROI is amazing for service-based businesses. And then it really builds trust and authority. Email marketing is such an amazing way to build trust and authority. I actually just heard a statistic that about 96% of all content, all blogs, all social media, all that crap that people put on the internet gets like no traffic from Google. So while you're doing SEO and you're working on it, it's not actually getting views. Where your emails, they do. When you hit send, your average open rate is around 20%. Most of my service-based business owners who have really good quality lists, their open rates are 40, 50, 60% because we're building really great lists for them. It's not all about numbers, it's about quality over quantity. And when those people open your emails, you're building a relationship with them. You're building trust with them. You're building a relationship that builds your business and it makes you the authority on this subject. So email marketing is an amazing tool. I probably don't have to keep going on and on, though I absolutely can, about why it's so valuable and why it's so important. But hopefully these kind of 4 points, you can really see your own business in this. No matter what type of service-based business, you're building relationships that build your business. You're helping lead customers on a journey to become your client, and it has a really big impact on your business. So that's why we choose email marketing over things like social media, over things like YouTube, over things like other traditional digital marketing strategies, because email is so valuable. So that's kind of the groundwork and what we're building this foundation on. So let's get into the elements of email marketing. I want to make sure, if you guys, again, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. But I'm just going to go through these 5 different elements of email marketing that I think are really important to address so that you have a firm understanding so that you can actually implement an email marketing strategy into your business. The first and foremost is your email list. And it's probably the most important piece of what we're going to be talking about today. This is usually where I get 2 pieces of information. One is like, especially if I'm working with a new client, I don't have a list. That's the probably one of the things that I hear most. I don't have a list. I haven't been collecting email addresses, so I don't have a list. The second thing that I hear a lot is like my list is old or it's a mess or I haven't emailed them in a long time, and that's okay. One thing that I have found with pretty much every single customer that I've worked with is you definitely have a list. You probably just don't know where to look. If you go into your contacts right now, you have an email list. There's at least 20 to 30 people, whether they're current customers, future customers, prospect, connections, whatever, 20 to 30 people at least. Most of you is probably gonna be like 200. But you have 20 to 30 people that you contacts that you can pull out of your email contacts and put into an email list. It is totally okay to do that. There are some things about lists that I do want to cover that's like the legal stuff, so I'll just get that out of the way quick. One, you can't buy a list. Well, you can buy a list, but you can't send to a list. It's one of those gray loopholes a little bit. So you can't purchase a list and send to it, and it won't be quality anyway, so there's no way to do it. And to really stay in the 2013 CAN spam laws, you either need to have implied or express permission. Express permission means that you've had a working relationship with someone, you've asked them, hey, can I put you on my email list? Or they're a current client of yours, they purchase from you. You expressly have their permission to put them on your email list. The other one is implied permission. This is someone that you've built a relationship with. You've had a conversation with them, you connected with them in some way, you met them at an event or something. You have an implied relationship, and when you have an implied relationship, you can also put them on your email list. So those are two, as long as you have one of those two, it is perfectly legal to email that person. What is illegal is buying a list, going to LinkedIn and just copying pasting everyone's, email addresses that you don't even know, or going to people's website and scraping email addresses. Those are not cool. But if you have any type of relationship with a person or a contact of any type, they can go on your email list. And well, especially when you're starting, you might be like, well, this person, I just met them. They're a friend of a friend. I just met them at dinner. Like, I don't think they should go on my list. You never know who they know. And most people nowadays know some type of small business that's trying to grow. So just because maybe they're not the perfect contact, they might know someone and be an amazing referral source. So don't let the idea of your email list or not having one hold you back. I guarantee you, if you go into your contacts right now, if you go into your phone right now, if you go into that stack of business cards sitting over here right now, you have people to put on your contact list. If you have at least 20 people, you should be emailing. And unless you started your business yesterday, you probably have 20 people. And if you started your business yesterday and you have no one, start building relationships and getting those people on your list. Lists are really, as we're growing our list, it's really about two pieces: size and quantity. And people will talk about this a lot, or quality, excuse me, size and quality. The size of your list truly does not matter. Now, it does matter. Of course, the more people you have on the list, the more people who are getting your marketing message, and the bigger that you can grow. But if you have 100 people who are truly interested in what you have to say and truly care about you and you've built a relationship, that list is going to perform a lot better than a list that has 2,000 people who could care less about what you have to say because they're not good contacts. Yes, size matters, but it's really about the quality. Building relationships with real people who you are here to help and serve, getting them on the list and providing value is much more important than just sheer numbers. So I'd always rather quality over quantity. If you have a good amount of advocates on your list, people who will, support you and purchase from you and recommend you, you're going to do better than if you just have a list of all this kind of crap email addresses and they don't really care about you that much. So yes, size matters, and yes, you want to always be growing, but it's really about the quality of your list versus the quantity of your list. But you do want to put a focus on growth when it comes to email marketing. Growing your list is very important. So let's not worry about if you have a list or not. You absolutely do have a list. You just need to grab all those contacts from your business cards, from your connections, and all of those types of things. You want to not worry about the size, though you want to always be growing your list, and you want to make sure they're quality. Again, if you purchase a list, if you scrape a list, they're going to be worthless. Like, no one cares. They're actually going to hit spam and it's going to blacklist your domain and it's going to be a whole thing. So that is not the way to go. I'd rather have 5 quality people than 100 bad people, which you can build over time. It's about quality, not quantity. And then another thing, I just wanted to talk about building out your lists a little bit. This is something that people get a little bit worried about, and it's kind of like a next step, but I want to make sure that you understand too of how do we build our list? And there's tons of ways to build your list. Website forms, making sure your website has a pop up on it or a spot for people to sign up. Doing content upgrades or lead magnets for people to submit their email address in exchange for something is probably the best way to build your email list. It's something extremely, extremely good to do. It's a great best practice, and we'll be doing a video about that in the future. Using social media to both promote yourself or run a promotion is another great way to build your list. But when it comes to service based businesses like you and like me, the best way, in my opinion, to grow your list is through networking events, through speaking engagements, and through shared audiences. So, as a service based business, we tend to go to a lot of networking events or a lot of conferences or groups or memberships. All of those people who you engage with, you have permission, as long as you have permission, to put them on your email list. So, why wouldn't you? So, any type of networking group, organizations, or chambers, or anything like that that you're a part of. Any speaking events that you do, a lot of us service based businesses will go out and do speaking events about our topics, right? You'll speak at women's groups, you'll be speaking at business conferences. All of those types of spaces are great ways to grow your list. And probably my favorite way to grow your list is shared audiences. More of us should be connecting and doing shared experiences. Why couldn't someone else do a video with you, do a podcast with you, do a reel with you, do a blog with you, any of those types of things? Anyone else in your sector or not that can provide value to your audience, do something with them. And when you do something with them, give their list an opportunity to join your list through a lead magnet, through a content upgrade, something like that, so they can get on your list too. So that's element one about your list. There is so much more that we can talk about. We can go into so many more points about this, but I really, again, just wanted to give you the essential elements for you to really understand about your email list. It's not really about size, it's about quality. You have a list even if you don't think you do. And then let's focus on the growth of your list over time. But let's not let that catch you up in the beginning when you're just starting your email marketing. Now, the second element of email marketing that we're going to discuss today is choosing your email marketing platform. Again, this is something that will hold people up. They will get so overwhelmed by this specific item. Do I go with MailChimp? Do I go with Constant Contact, ConvertKit, Kajabi, Lead Forms, Sendinblue, MailerLite, Klaviyo? Like people will just spin over about what do I do? Who do I go to? What do I work with? And they will pick and choose and go through all of these things, and they will just overly complicate it. Do not let this step overly complicate anything for you. First and foremost, you can change it anytime. If you pick one that you don't like and you want to change eventually, feel free. There's absolutely no reason why you can't change email service providers at any point. But today I'm going to go over my top 3. I have used probably every email marketing service provider out there, so I have a very good understanding of them. Please do your own research. Please find out what works best for you. But I'm going to share some insights with you and some kind of key factors to help you decide. Again, don't stress over this. Don't make this a huge deal. Don't sit and spin on this for too long. Just pick one. Most of them cost between no dollars, but honestly about $10 a month to $20 a month. You should be able to invest that amount of money into your business because it's really important. And if $10 or $20 is holding you up in business, you got to make some changes, right? That's not even 2 cups of coffee. That's not even me and Nick going out for coffee anymore. that's more than $10. So if you can't put 2 cups of coffee into your business, your priorities are a little bit off. So let's focus on the important part of growing your business through email marketing and choosing an email marketing platform. Now, the top 3 email marketing platforms that I recommend to all of my customers are going to be MailChimp, Constant Contact, and ConvertKit. Those are my 3 favorites. Again, there's Sendinblue, MailerLite, Kajabi, Klaviyo, and about a million others. The best one is going to be the best one for you. Whatever one you like the aesthetics of, you like the feel of, you like the most, go with it. It's totally okay. But these are the 3 primary ones. MailChimp is going to be the best for kind of the DIYers, right? MailChimp has a free platform that would only currently allows you to have 200 subscribers on it. And currently, you can't schedule your emails in advance. So ridiculous, MailChimp. MailChimp, if you're listening to this, so ridiculous. But that's their free platform. Their next tiers are like $10 a month, $15 a month, and $25 a month. So if you're a DIY type of person, MailChimp is great. You can go on Etsy.com, you can look up MailChimp templates, and for about $5, you can purchase and import a beautiful looking template that you can customize, get out the door. MailChimp is bare bones. Some of their templates are kind of annoying, and their contact management is really not great, but it is a great and totally fine place to start. If you need a free option that is just going to get you out the door and you're not doing anything crazy, go with MailChimp. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. It will work just fine. So MailChimp can be very good for those types of people. Then there's Constant Contact. Constant Contact is kind of one of my favorites. For those of you who know me, I worked with them. I helped them start their whole email marketing professional team. So I have kind of a little bit of an affinity for them. But the reason I have affinity for them is their quality. If you're someone who's going to need help, if you're someone who wants to pick up the phone or chat online and give a call when you need help, choose Constant Contact. Don't choose anyone else. They're the only one that has quality support. I promise you. So if you know that you're the type of person who's going to need help, who's going to need someone to hold your hand, just pick Constant Contact. And they actually have a lower tier price now, coming in at about $10 a month for, again, 200 contacts. So that's really good. Constant Contact has some great templates. So if you're someone who's not great at design and you just want something that looks beautiful and you can just throw in text, Constant Contact is great. Constant Contact is really, really good as well for contact management. You can have different lists, different segment. They make it just like super easy. So if you're someone who needs handholding, if you want to be able to pick up the phone and call someone and get real American help with intelligent human beings, Constant Contact is the way for you. And if you need some help with like design and stuff like that, they're going to be really great for you. So love them. Now, the last one is ConvertKit. This is if you're kind of like a seasoned marketer and you want to be able to do marketing funnels, meaning you have lead pages that go into sequences that send out automatic autoresponders and all of that type of stuff. I think ConvertKit is really one of the best. Their designs kind of suck. I'm sorry, ConvertKit. Their designs just like really aren't that great. So the visuals aren't my favorite thing, but the ease of use for creating a landing page for a lead magnet, getting people to sign up, and getting automatic emails to go through, they've really nailed it. So those are the three that I really recommend. MailChimp, if you're a DIYer who's trying to save money and is somewhat tech savvy, go with MailChimp. Constant Contact, if you're going to need some help and hand-holding along the way and you want it to look really good, Constant Contact is the one. If you're going to be doing some more advanced thing like signups and autoresponders, ConvertKit is great. Again, MailerLite, Sendinblue, Klaviyo, they have these features as well. I just find these three to be my favorites. So those are kind of my brief overview. Do your own research, and what's going to be best is what's going to be best for you. So go ahead and jump in, pick the one that you like best, and use it. And don't worry that much. They're all very similar in what they do, right? They all help you put your contacts in, fill out an email, and send it out the door. So don't worry too much, but pick one of those. All right, the third element about email marketing is where we're really getting into not just kind of the nuts and bolts of it, but the stuff that you need to sit down and focus on, and the stuff that I feel like people don't really talk about all that much. And element 3 is understanding your audience. I feel like a lot of times people are like, all right, just start sending emails. And that can be a little bit overwhelming for some of us. Well, what do I say? What am I emailing about? That is something that holds a lot of people up. What do I say in my emails? What do I write? That can be very difficult for people. So understanding your audience before you work on your email marketing strategy is important. Honestly, I wish so many people spent less time worrying about who's going to send their email and more worried about what they're going to say in their email and who their audience is. So make sure you take some time to understand your audience. Really, what does this mean? Who is your ideal customer? Who are you writing this email to? Because when it comes to email marketing, please do not just sit there and talk about yourself. There is nothing I want less in an email than to hear about you. I have too much going on, and you feel the same way. There's just too much going on in the world to just hear about them. As a service-based business, it's tough because sometimes, like, what else do you talk about than yourself? You are part of your brand, but you can't just sit there and talk about all yourself all the time. You have to talk about your clients. So, who is your ideal client? What matters to them? What are their miracles and their miseries? What are the things that matter in their life? What is going to get their attention? How are you, what are you going to talk to them about? And then how do you serve them? Where do you fit into their life? These are really important questions, and I'll review them one more time for you in case you're writing notes. But who is your ideal client? What matters to them? What are their miracles and their miseries? How do you serve them? And how do you fit into their life? Until you can really answer those questions with clarity and confidence, I don't think you should be email marketing. And that's just honest. Because if you're sending emails without that information, then what are you sending? How are you talking to people? But if you know who your ideal client is and what they're struggling with, well, then you can create emails that matter to them, that speak to those struggles and offer solutions, that provides tips and tricks to help them get over those struggles, that provides hacks and informations to really speed up certain things in their life, and how you can connect with them on a real personal level to build a relationship with them. It's also really important to think about that one question of how do I fit into their life? Because that really helps you determine how often am I going to email them? When am I going to email them? Sure, you can look up online the best times to send emails. It's Tuesday morning and Thursday morning between 8 and 11 in the morning. Sure, that is the perfect time to send an email. But if you're more of like a lifestyle parenting brand, wouldn't it maybe make more sense to send emails on the weekends because that's when your ideal customer has time for you? If you're a lawyer or a business coach, well, it makes sense to send emails, during the week when people are here during business hours. If you're more of an inspirational brand and you help inspire people on their journey, you're going to send earlier in the week. It's really important to figure out where you fit into the life of your ideal customer to really know how you can serve them through email marketing. Because email marketing is honestly not about just sending out emails and making money. And if that's what you're here for, I'm just going to send out emails and make money. Please go see one of those marketing jock bros and go deal with their crap because we're not here for that. We're here to build relationships that build your business. And building a relationship takes time. I have been in a relationship with my partner, Nick, for 10 years. It didn't, we didn't get married in week 1. We didn't have kids in week 2, and we didn't get divorced in week 3, right? It takes time to build a relationship and go through this cycle. It takes a long time to work with an ideal customer and to nurture them and to explain how you serve them and get them to open up with you and build a relationship and ultimately, sign up for your services. So it's not about sending emails and making money, though you make money through email marketing because your business grows. But it's about serving people, providing value, and helping them. And when you understand who you're here to help, how you serve them, and when you fit into your life, when you truly understand your audience, you can really deliver so much more value, which really makes your email marketing valuable and really helps your business. So element 3 was understanding your audience. Element 4 is about planning your content. Now, this is another one that I really want businesses to spend a little bit of time about because, again, they'll spend hours getting their list, building their email template, choosing an email service provider, but they don't even think about what content they're sending. Or they go to sit down to send content and it's just like, ooh, what do I do? Or what do I say? And that can be really difficult. So I want to make sure that you're taking a little bit of time when we're talking about mastering the elements of email marketing to master your content plan. Now, again, if you Google this, you can go down such a rabbit hole that you actually get nauseous. You're just, everyone has a bit of advice and this and that and the other thing, and it can just be like way too much. And I understand. I have helped hundreds of people with their email marketing, and I understand what you're going through. So here is my tip. Now, come closer because this one's a really good one, and you're really going to want to listen. Here's what you do. Go ahead and write down the top 3 things, the top 3 questions that your ideal customer has about what you do. Just think about it. What are the top 3 questions that someone who might be coming to you has? Someone who needs your services, what are their top 3 questions? Okay. Those 3 questions are 3 months worth of content. That's it. You now have month 1, 2, and 3. That's all you need to do. You don't need to overcomplicate this. If you come up with 5 questions, you have 5 months of content. 6 questions, you got half a year's worth of content. If you can sit down for 30 minutes and write 12 questions that your ideal customer has about your services, you have planned out an entire year's worth of content. And I'm not exaggerating. This isn't some type of marketing magic. I promise. If you just sit down and write out the questions, so let's do an example together. Let's say that you're a financial coach for small businesses. You help small businesses understand their finances and create a plan for wealth, right? So, what are the top three questions that someone would have? Well, probably one of their top questions is, you know, how do I, get a hold of my finances? How do I know that I'm on track? Question number 2, how do I avoid paying so much more tax so that I can save more money? And step 3, how do I make a 5-year plan? That's the top 3 questions that someone would have coming into you. And I'm just making these off the top of my head. So now you just break that down. So this month, we're going to be talking about, how to create a solid foundation of financial stability for your small business. Number 2, month 2 is going to be all about, top 5 tax strategies so that you can put more money back into your business. And then month 3 is going to be, my simple framework for creating a 5-year business strategy plan guaranteed to be successful. All right, so we just did that in 1.5 minutes. Now those are your pieces of content, and you just write that down. Now, how you write it down, how you organize that information is totally up to you. I'm going to pop on the screen right now. I have, if you know me, you know that I create all types of handy guides and information for you guys because I absolutely love to help you. This is part of the email marketing strategy kit that is a free download, and I'll make sure the link is down below in the description box. But if you hop over to the link and sign up for my email marketing strategy toolkit, I actually, have 4, you get this side, 4 different books that I have written for you guys. This is power words and all that type of stuff. But one of them in there is going to be this email marketing content calendar template. And you should see it on screen right now. And this is a super easy way for you to go ahead and organize your content. Whether you send once a week or you send once a month, you can use this template to get your ideas out of your head and into paper so that you don't have to worry about it. You can sit down and do the strategy we just did, spend about a half an hour writing down 12 questions that your ideal customer might have, and then map them out onto your content planner. So can be super easy, but make sure you take that time to plan your content. It is super important to have a plan because trust me, if you don't plan it, you ain't gonna do it. Because I don't plan it, I don't do it. These are struggles that I have in my business too. Unless I actually write it down and plan it out and put it on my schedule, put it in my to-do task, it's just not going to happen. And the last thing that I want to do, and was when I have that hour to actually create my emails, is to have to think about what to say. It kind of gets me out of the zone. So, at the beginning of the month, I go ahead and create a half an hour to create my content topics, and then I put that into my calendar, and then I move forward with that. So make sure that you're creating and planning your content. That's really the 4th element of email marketing, is planning out what you're going to say, talking about, those top questions that matter to people. And as you develop your email marketing strategy, you can, put in more questions, you can dive in a little bit deeper, you can expand this as much as you want, especially if you go to start email marketing and sending emails more than once a month, you're going to need more content, but start here. What are the top 3 questions that someone would have about your services? Or what are the top 3 miracles or miseries that someone is struggling with who wants your services? And what is your unique and authentic spin on those? What value do you have to provide around those topics? And keep it short, right? Put a little paragraph at the top, 3 bullet points, paragraph at the bottom, and you are doing a good enough job. Don't overcomplicate this, but do take at least a half an hour to plan your content. All right, now we're jumping into the 5th element of email marketing and how to master that, and that's really creating your emails. This is another thing where, people kind of put the horse before the cart or the cart before the horse. I don't know. Never had a horse or a cart, but this is a lot of times that people will put, in front of something else that they need to do. They'll start getting into the nitty gritty of email marketing design and template design and all of these other pieces when you should really be focusing on knowing your audience and planning your content. But once you've accomplished those two things, you really need to create your emails. That is the fifth element. And this is something that we will definitely be doing a video on where we'll go into more in depth of all of the parts of the email and how to design an email specifically with each email service provider. But here are just some general tips for creating your email. Keep it short, skimmable, and simple. If I open up an email and it is just this long, it's just forever, it's just a wall of text, I just cannot. And I know you can't either. Trust me, the days of the emails of super walls of text and funny office memes and stuff like that, like we're all just so over it. Get to the point. Finish the story. What do you have to say? People will spend about 6 seconds on an email, so keep that in mind. That doesn't mean every email needs to be super short. That doesn't mean that every email needs to be, on 150 words, especially if you know your audience and you know how you fit into their life and you know that they like to really read what you have to say and dig into your content, then make it as long as possible. But keep it skimmable and keep it simple. If you're going to create a very long email, break it up into sections. Make it easy for people to follow. So make sure that it matches, the tone of your audience, but keep it short, skimmable, and simple. Whatever ones apply to you and your customers, take that forward. But just remember that most people are going to be reading this on their mobile device. They're not going to be reading it on a desktop. So make sure it fits into that mobile screen and that people can read it and as they're scrolling. So just keep that in mind. Remember to always create an intention for your emails. If you're a member of Email Send Society, at the beginning of every template, I put an intention because it's really important to sit down and say, how am I going to serve someone through this email? If you're just sending an email for the sake of sending an email, if you're just sending an email and talking about yourself or not providing value, you're wasting someone's time. And in today's world, time is an actual resource. It is a quantifiable, quantitative research, or it is a researchable, but it's a resource that people really, really hold tight. And if you're going to waste someone's time, they're never going to open another email from you. So make sure that you have an intention. How will this serve the person reading it? How will it help? How will it heal? How will it serve, right? Like, how is this going to impact their life? And then remember to always be authentic. In the service-based business world, especially if you're the, one-on-one type of services, you're the coach, you're the marketer, you're the lawyer, you're the accountant, you're the service provider, you're building a relationship one-on-one. So you need to be authentic. You are your brand in some aspects. You need to make sure that you're putting out yourself there and giving people information that isn't just from ChatGPT, that just isn't just what everyone else is saying, right? It's your authentic voice and your true value that you provide to people. So make sure you include that. Of course, when it comes to email, knowing that your subject line is super important. Your subject line is the beginning of the story. It is what pulls people in and it is what gives people kind of that idea if they're going to open your email or not. So make sure as you're creating your emails to focus on your subject line. And don't obsess about this, but put some intention behind it, right? Open a story, create, ask a question and do all of those things. Particularly in my email marketing strategy kit that I have for you guys. Again, link down below. I have 2 books that go over some really, really great ideas for subject lines. I also have a whole list of really great, let me show you, words and action phrases and stuff like that will help people as well. So make sure that you grab this free resource because it can really help you craft a great subject line. The last piece that I'm going to talk about when creating your emails is providing a call to action. Every email should have a call to action. Every piece, honestly, of marketing content, whether it's an email or not, should say, here's the value that I'm providing, here's the information, and if you want to take the next step, here's how you take the next step with me. If you're not telling people how to take the next step with you, you're missing out on the opportunity. It's like, say you're sitting in a cafe and you have this amazing conversation with someone You guys just connect and the words are playing and it's just unbelievable. But then you walk away and you don't leave them your phone number or your email address. There's no way to continue that relationship, whether it's business or personal, it doesn't matter. There's no next step. You're just missing out, right? You're missing out on the opportunity to take that next step. And that feels like a lost connection or whatever, right? That feels like something that you wish you did. So don't do that in your emails. If you provide great service, if you provide great information and people want to take the next step with you, give them that ability. This is a really great way of not being salesy in your email, right? Because how many emails do we get where it's just like sale, 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 and nobody cares? But if you're providing great value, if you're giving people tips and tricks and how-to guides and templates and all of that, and they just love what you have to say, and they organically want to take the next step with you, they absolutely can. You're not being salesy, you're just inviting them to this next opportunity if they want to. So make sure that it always has a call to action. All right, so we have sped through these, but I don't want to make this too long because I want to make this something that you guys can really jump into and really create that foundation of email marketing. So to just kind of recap what we covered today, we talked about your email marketing list, how you already have a list, how it's super important to work on growing that list, but it's about quality over quantity. Make sure that you have great quality people on your list and nurture those relationships, and you will be absolutely rock solid. We talked about choosing an email marketing service provider. We went over some of the common ones and kind of talked about why one or the other might be beneficial for you. Again, don't stress about this too much. Find the one that works for you and let that be the one. You can always change later. Next, a super important piece is understanding your audience. Who are you here to serve? How do you help them? How do you fit into their life? And how are you going to deliver value to them? Understand who they are before you start worrying about the other pieces so that you can consistently deliver value that connects with your subscribers. Next, we talked about planning out your content. Having a plan helps you plan and helps you create. If you just think you're going to do it, you're never going to do it. So, getting a plan, whether you're using the template from the email marketing strategy kit or you're just writing post it notes and sticking them on your planner, it doesn't matter. Make sure you plan out your content. And my tip here, what were the top 3 questions that someone who's interested in your services has about the services or your industry? And use those as your top 3 pieces of content for the next 3 months. Super easy and super helpful. And the last element of email marketing that we covered is creating your emails, making sure that you're providing value, making sure that you have a really good subject line, making sure you're authentic and keeping it short, skimmable, and sweet as that applies to your business. So those are really the essential elements of email marketing that I wanted you to have a really good grasp on before you go forth and start email marketing. I think a lot of people skip over these when we talk about email marketing. A lot of people jump in headfirst and start signing up for services and paying all this money, but they don't actually take the time to think of these things, so they never get their email marketing off the ground. So these 5 elements will give you a solid foundation. I really want to reiterate that it doesn't have to be perfect. I have seen so many people struggle with email marketing because the curse of perfection has hit them. They went ahead and signed up, they've been paying for a service, for 3 or 4 months, and they have never gotten an email out the door because they don't feel like it's perfect. Please do not let yourself fall victim to that. Whatever you do, wherever you start, that's where you start, and that's totally okay. Your emails will get better over time. Your rhythm, your cadence, your consistency will get better over time. Your words will get better. How you lay out emails will get better. But if you're expecting to be perfect on day one, unless you're hiring a seasoned marketing professional who is perfect on day one, you're not going to be able to. So if you're doing this yourself, please just start wherever you're at and grow with time. Know that you give yourself the ability. I think it's Buddhism that says give yourself the gift of the beginner mind. Give yourself the gift of being a beginner. Give yourself the gift of not being a perfectionist. It is okay. It is better to send an imperfect email and to actually hit send than it is to not email at all. So please, you don't have to be perfect. Send 1 email a month. I know a lot of things that you're going to be reading are telling you to send one every day, send one every 1 week. That's fine. Do whatever works for you. But if you can get one B level, B or better email out every single month that provides value to your ideal customer, you will grow your business. I promise you that. So don't set these huge expectations. Send one email out per month to your list and start there. And give yourself the gift of the ability to get better, but also give yourself the gift of not putting too much pressure on yourself. Most of all of us service-based business owners in general, are perfectionists, right? We expect the best of ourselves absolutely every minute of every day. And you will do a fine job. Trust me, I know you will. But just start where you're at now and give yourself the gift of getting better. All right, so I hope that really, really helped you. Now, like I said, if you need just a little bit more information, please go ahead and jump into the description box and sign up for your email marketing strategy toolkit. It is completely free and it's 4 different books that I am giving you, plus a template that will really help you take your email marketing to the next level. It's tips and tricks, best practices, a planning schedule calendar, different words and subject lines and call to actions, all of those kind of next step pieces that you're going to need for your email marketing that will really help your emails be engaging and be successful. So definitely go ahead and sign up for that. And if you're someone who needs a little bit more help actually emailing your list, I really encourage you and invite you to check out my program, Email Send Society. Just head on over to emailsendsociety.com and check out all we have to offer. My entire vision with what I do over there is to empower service-based business owners like you to actually email your list through done for you email marketing templates. Every single month, I craft 5 dedicated, totally awesome email marketing templates that you just go ahead and plug in your client successes, your industry, your offers. You just plug and play into these templates and send it out to your list. It is the simplest way to build relationships that build your business through email marketing. And I would love for you to check it out. I would love for you to be a member of Email Send Society. It is such a fun community. You get classes with me every single week. You get marketing calendars, social media prompts, new moon intention setting. It is just the most amazing space on the internet. So please check out Email Send Society. If you have any questions about what I covered today, go ahead and put it in the comment box below. My YouTube channel here is also another amazing community of all types of people from all across the world that is just all about email marketing. So I invite you to be a part of this YouTube community as well. Leave some comments, give me some thumbs up. If you have any ideas for future videos that you would like me to talk about to help you out, go ahead and put them down there as well. I'd love to make you a video to really answer your questions. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. This was such a fun class. It went by so fast. I love doing this and I could talk to you all day about it, but I know you're off to bigger and better things, serving your clients and serving the world around you. So thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you around Email Send Society. Go ahead and pick up your guide and I hope you have an absolute wonderful day and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.